Today, I want to talk about how Roaring Kitty has just revealed the AMC and GameStop squeeze date via a string of emojis. These have been cross-referenced back to previous tweets, and it seems a date is set. I also want to talk about how the SEC has actually been protecting these illegal short-selling hedge funds, likely for the health of the market. So stay tuned and let's make some money. Also remember, you can currently get $100 off the price of the lifetime membership or 25% off the monthly membership at the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group using the code MIDYEAR, all in capitals, at checkout using the link in the description below. But now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, this all started back in May when Roaring Kitty tweeted this video and a following string of emojis. Now I won't play the music in the background just in case it's copyrighted, but you can see at the end of the video here, there's all of these emojis flashing up on screen. But what do they mean? We can see every single one of these emojis has been cross-referenced back to a tweet from the Roaring Kitty to do with that following emoji. Now the most recent of which was the dog emoji, which Roaring Kitty tweeted the other day, and the next upcoming emojis are to do with an American speech or likely the 4th of July next week. After that, it seems we have something very interesting or very revealing coming up, then something burning or not going the way the shorts want, and then something exploding, and then celebrations. So it seems from these emojis or from Roaring Kitty's tweets and videos, we could potentially be 3 to 4 to 5 weeks away from the AMC and GameStop squeeze. Depending if the squeeze starts during the burning week or during the exploding week or obviously during the celebrating week. I guess in 5 weeks' time is likely going to be the very tippy top of the squeeze or potentially the end of the squeeze. As Frank tweeted, he said, so if we're at the dog emoji right now and July 4th is next week, does that put each emoji at a 7-day interval? In which case that puts the cheers or the celebration 5 weeks away or in 35 days time. Now obviously these could all just be coincidences, but it will be very interesting to see what Roaring Kitty tweets next week on the 4th of July and for the following few weeks after. Maybe Roaring Kitty is going to come back, tweet some more, stream some more, or do something else very, very interesting that could trigger the next run in GameStop and AMC. Maybe at that point, run after run after run after run, the short simply won't be able to push the stocks back down and will end up being liquidated in a squeeze scenario. All I know is that right now we're already starting to see signs of the shorts losing control because we've just seen the largest ever order imbalance on AMC on the buy side on the New York Stock Exchange. Previously I've covered this and sometimes we've seen a share order imbalance of 100,000 shares, maybe 300,000, and I think the previous highest before this was 500,000 shares. But what we've just seen yesterday on Friday is a buy-side order imbalance of 9.8 million shares. We can see 9,831,233 shares was the order imbalance for AMC on the buy side, meaning there was 9.8 million more shares worth of buy orders than there was sell orders in just one day. The buyers massively overpowered the sellers, so much so that actually shares couldn't be located for buyers to buy. Now obviously if that doesn't spell bad news for the shorts, I don't know what does. We can see many of these traders or many of these industry experts and professionals are just getting more and more and more triggered. I also wanted to go through Friday's quick trade on IONM where Arif made over $900 in one single trade, paying for his entire lifetime membership. Now you've seen screenshots from Arif on the channel before. Arif has actually paid off his lifetime membership many times over with the gains he's made from the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group. But let's go through this trade on IONM. You can see here in the pre-market during this first run up here, I said IONM is the first stock I'm watching today and to wait for the breakout of 52.6 cents. I said I'll be buying at 52.6 cents, so be sure to set your price alerts. And when 52.6 cents broke, we bought in and the stock ran to 75.9 cents for a 44% gain. That's obviously a slightly smaller trade than some of the previous trades we've had in the group, but it was a fairly quick trade and Arif still managed to make $900 on a 44% gain. On top of that, we also had Dr. Phil, which I don't think is the real Dr. Phil, but maybe another Dr. Phil, making a 27% gain as well on LUCY. So guys, be sure to join the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group using the link in the description below and use code MIDYEAR, all in capitals, at the checkout for $100 off the price of the lifetime membership or 25% off the monthly membership. Practical Stocks tweeted this article, which says that trading GameStop is like gambling, warns a trader with more than 40 years of experience. But again, as Practical Stocks points out, why are these clowns or professionals so concerned what we do with our own money? As the saying goes, people aren't ever concerned about what you're doing with your money unless it very much impacts them. This guy will only ever be concerned with what you are doing if he himself is about to end up being liquidated. If any of these short sellers or professional traders weren't stuck or weren't at risk of being liquidated and actually stood to gain millions of dollars from us, they'd keep their mouths closed. Think about it. If they stand to make millions or hundreds of millions of dollars and we lose millions or hundreds of millions, why would they warn us? They'd keep their mouths closed. The only reason they're warning us is because they're the ones about to lose money. Frank's Place also discovered something very interesting about Citron Research's Andrew Left. It says Citron Research's Andrew Left, who by the way publicly stated he closed his short position on GameStop, was caught up in that Department of Justice sweeping US probe involving another company where he received payment for bashing stocks. So it says here, an activist hedge fund was fined for secret payments to a researcher to bash specific stocks. So it says a sweeping US probe of activist short sellers has yielded its first notable punishment, while offering a rare glimpse into controversial collaborations between bearish researchers and hedge funds that place big bets against companies. So it says the SEC fined Anson Funds Management and Anson Advisors a total of $2.25 million on Tuesday, accusing them of hiding payments to an unidentified publisher of bearish research. So this hedge fund actually generated more than $4 million in gains in late 2018 and likely after that as well by collaborating with the outsider on the negative reports and social media posts to bash companies. So it says the SEC didn't identify the researcher, but that researcher publicly bashed Namaste Technologies and India Globalization Capital in September and October, and that all lines up with the famed short seller Andrew Left's Citron Research. So Andrew Left and Citron Research were the ones that received this secret payment to effectively bash these companies back in 2018 and post fake negative articles. Which again is the exact same thing that's been going on over the last few years against GameStop and AMC. So it's likely the guys publishing these articles are receiving these secret payments from short sellers to post negative information about AMC and GameStop. And obviously the only reason why these short sellers would pay these people to post negative research is because they need the stock price lower. Right now, they're obviously stuck. They need the stock price lower. They need the stock to go to zero. They need the company to go bankrupt to be freed from their short position. But all the while the stock is not at zero and all the while the stock is going up, these short sellers are losing more and more and more money. And as I said, there will come a point, potentially a point that Roaring Kitty thinks is very, very close, that these hedge funds get liquidated. Now finally, Kristen and Fly Eagles Fly have discovered one very easy way to rid the market of illegal short selling. So Fly Eagles Fly says, I would submit that one simple change by the SEC could have a massive impact on reducing naked shorting. He said, just make shorts file over 5% of the float shorted in any public company, including via stocks, options, swaps, or any other derivative instrument. He said the solution isn't hard. All they need to do is implement this one filing that reveals short positions over 5% of a company. and all illegal short positions would be out there in the open. And as Kristen says, it's an easy fix, so ask yourself why the financial regulators won't implement this easy change and easy fix. Who are they protecting? Obviously the answer is because the SEC are protecting these illegal short sellers because they receive payments from those shorts. And many of those short sellers are sitting on their board of directors at the SEC and the DTCC. So in my mind, it's great to know that we're still going to win and AMC is still going to squeeze, and so is GameStop still going to squeeze, even though the SEC is protecting these illegal shorts. So guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always guys, be sure to ding that notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.